No matter how bad a situation is, there is always a silver lining to be had. And despite the fact that Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is easily the worst leader that Canada has ever had, he's super narcissistic, corrupt, clownish, incompetent, radical on policy, and all of his policies have significantly hurt the country, there is still some bright spots to his prime ministership. Not intentionally, it's actually been fully unintentional as to why certain aspects of his prime ministership have been fantastic for conservatism. Justin Trudeau is quite possibly the best marketer of conservatism I have ever seen. Way above John Locke, Milton Friedman, other conservative economists and philosophers, Justin Trudeau has made the case in the opposite direction of why we need conservatism. By being a radical socialistic liberal, he has proven to young people early on in their lives that socialism doesn't work, moral relativism is an absolute cancer, and that maybe traditional values and free market economics actually work. Because in the current polling, it actually shows that not only are the conservatives just winning with every demographic, conservatives and just the right in general is doing disproportionately well with young Canadians. Anyone from 18 to 29 and then even 30 to 45 are very conservative these days. In fact, it's something that people don't really expect, but the Liberals actually mostly do well with disproportionately older voters, mostly Eastern Canadian older voters. And I know if any of you guys are 45 plus watching this video, I'm not going after you guys. Obviously, you were never on board with the Liberals in the first place. But there is a certain type of Eastern Canadian pensioner age voter who was just sort of blindly faithful to the Liberal Party. They offer a lot of benefits. They keep the benefits stable over time. And they kind of think that, like, they are very big believers in the social security system that the younger generation should pay for the older generation, even though the older generation did not have enough kids to even pay for any of this stuff. That's a different topic I could go into in the future. But I'm going to start from the top and then go younger as I move on to demonstrate just how dramatic this shift in conservatism is for the younger generation. So this is 60 plus voters, and it's showing that the conservatives are still dominating with this group. They're winning 46% of 60 plus voters. The Liberals have 28, the NDP have 14, the Bloc have 8, PPC 2, Greens 2. I won't read them all out this way, but that's a good lead for the Conservatives. But the Liberals are actually polling a few points above where they usually are nationally with older voters. You go to 45 to 59, Conservatives at 41, Liberals 24, NDP 14. And then we go to 30 to 44. And now the Conservatives are at 47, NDP 21, Liberals 20, Green Party 5, Bloc 4. And yeah, the NDP's hanging in there and they do grow as you get younger, but that's more of just the sort of progressive loyalty of the millennial age and Gen X age individuals who tend to believe very deeply for some reason in the progressive government should do everything sort of a narrative. But now I'm going to go to 18 to 29-year-olds because this is actually fantastic for conservatives. Justin Trudeau should get an award. We should pin on his lapel like some freedom award or something like that because now everyone really likes freedom and free markets because of him. So federal voting intentions among 18 to 29-year-olds, 43% are voting for the Conservatives. And yes, 60 plus was higher than that, but then look down a few points. The PPC as is at 9%. So combining those two, people at the age demographic of 18 to 29, effectively Zoomers, there's a few millennials, older millennials at the upper limits there. That demographic is 52% willing to vote for right parties. And even the Bloc, you can kind of sort of write that off because there's some more right-leaning and left-leaning voters who vote Bloc. It's just a Quebecer interest party, so a lot of Quebecers vote for them, not really knowing what they want. And the Liberals in this one are down at 20%, tied with the NDP, showing that it's not even exactly like the NDP is capturing these younger voters. Neither of them are really capturing anybody. And Justin Trudeau has truly made conservatism cool in younger generations. There's a reason why you have, this is a United States example, but I guarantee the same thing will and has happened in Canada. You have these young frat guys in college going to protect the American flag and stand up to these rabid, evil Hamas supporters who are trying to take over college campuses. Being conservative is kind of countercultural at this point. And I don't like conservatism is now very punk rock among the youth. It's not really an example I like. Really, with youth, They don't like simply being told something by authority figures that is not true or it's unsubstantiated. So, in a certain sense, when the youth went more left in the 60s and 70s, to a certain extent, I think it's because that values were being pushed on them, but not explained as to why they're good. It just became the propaganda of this is how you should live in the West, and we're not the Soviet East. So, you should embrace whatever our values are. And so these days, though, it's the reverse, where it's hyper progressive saying that you need to believe in gender theory and like we need diversity, equity, and inclusion in all things, and that like we all need to be wearing the certain colored shirt on this day of the month, and it's Pride Month, you should go out to the march and whatnot. And when you've grown up for the past decade in school with woke teachers, and not all teachers are woke, obviously, not all teachers believe in gender theory and all this sort of left-wing nonsense, but you bump into enough of these people that I think kids start to groan and get really annoyed by it all. And that Justin Trudeau and many of these liberals, like Justin Trudeau is actually still a fairly young man for being the leader of a country, but he feels old. Justin Trudeau feels like an old leader, and I say that in the sense that he feels stuffy. Feeling like an old leader is not tied to age. You can feel like a very dynamic leader into your like 70s. Just look at Ronald Reagan, a very dynamic leader when he was leading the United States. But Justin Trudeau, just in his early 50s, just feels worn out because he is worn out in a lot of ways. His talking points are old. His values feel very sort of bloated and stuffy, bureaucratic, corporate. Like it's the thing that your teachers are going to try and teach you by wheeling in a television into the classroom and telling you that you need to embrace the values of the WEF and UN. That's not cool with young people. It doesn't mean that they're all going to go out and join the Conservative Party, buy memberships, and start marching in the streets for like freedom causes. But it means that when somebody comes to their door saying that we need universal dental care, we need universal pharmacare, we need like this new hate speech, online hate law because we need to stop the hate online. There's way more young people, even if they're a little bit apathetic to politics still, which is just something that young people tend to be whenever there's a serious topic that gets brought up. They're going to be almost more scoffing at anybody who ends up trying to force this stuff on them. Universities at this point, I think that one, frankly, don't send your kids to university unless they're getting a useful degree. But even the universities, I find, yeah, they're able to call out 20% of the kids and make them into progressives. But everyone else, I find these days, and I've been through university, talked to a lot of people, they're just trying to get their degrees and get out because they find university culture, student union culture, progressive professor culture obnoxious, and they want to get out into the world and hang out with people who are not perpetually offended by things and are not moral busybodies on the issues of progressivism. It's great to have values. I think traditional values are amazing, but at the same time, the best way of actually marketing traditional values is demonstrating why they work, not just forcing them onto people through verbal mandate. That's what the progressives did, and that's now why they are absolutely flatlining in the polls with young Canadians. Like the Liberal Party is now on a time span. In 20 years, they might be down to only 11% of voters because young people are not gravitating to the party anymore. Anyways, so that should be generally it for me today, guys. I want to do my normal plug as a young Canadian who hopefully you can support if you live in my area. I, Wyatt Claypool, am running for the riding of Calgary Signal Hills Conservative Party nomination. I'm running against like 14 other people. It's a super bloated nomination since it's a very conservative riding. A lot of these people either don't live in the riding or they're super pro lockdown or progressive P, progressive conservatives, or capital P progressive conservatives trying to run in this area. So if you live in Calgary Signal Hill, buy a Conservative Party membership federally and vote for me in the nomination. Check out my website in the description below, WyattClaypool.com. And then you can also donate to the TNT Legal Fund to help us pay for the lawsuit that we're in with a Chinese billionaire developer suing us for defamation that in over 2 years of this case going on has not actually submitted any evidence proving that anything we said was wrong or even defamatory. It's a ridiculous case that's cost us more than $29,000 now. I'd like to give a shout out to Clinton Moss because he was the last person who gave money, and he gave us $500 in one instance, which was amazingly helpful considering that we just got hit by another $3,000 legal bill over the past month and a half. This thing's going to keep getting dragged out, but hopefully we can win and get all of our money back, if not maybe even get double our money back because of how egregiously frivolous this lawsuit is. But thank you, Clinton, for doing that. Thanks for watching the show, guys. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And you can also join the TNT Telegram channel in the description below, right below the donation link to the Give, Send, Go fundraiser. I know I've been really dragging out these things at the end, but sometimes people say I'm plugging stuff too long at the end of the video. At the same time, if I don't plug it longer, some people are like, I don't understand what the lawsuit's about, so I don't feel comfortable being able to give any money. So I'm trying to balance it. So hopefully in some videos I'll make these shorter, and in other videos I will do the longer description of what's going on. Anyways, so that should be it for me today, guys. Have a good one.